All right, guys. All right. This is the stupidest story I've ever heard. This just should not happen. Stupid is not a good enough word for this. This simply just should not happen. There's gonna be a lot of stories that talk about this. There's gonna be a lot of videos that talk about this because I think it should be talked about. This is the biggest. This should be blown up out of proportion. This is a story that should be talked about like crazy. Every YouTuber should know about this story and talk about this story. A couple decided that it would be a great idea. In fact, it was the boyfriend's idea who got killed in the situation, that it would be a fantastic idea to have him be shot while he holds a book in front of him, that he thought the bullet would just get stopped by and it would be a prank and he would fake his death. Well, guess what? You killed yourself. You did this to yourself. But then again, YouTube kind of did this to you as well. I'm gonna go over the story very quickly. Basically what happened, aspiring YouTubers, they didn't have a lot of subscribers, probably about 300 subscribers, try to grow their channel, trying to do viral things to get their names out there that are gonna get shared, that are gonna get them views, subscribers, fame, everything like that. And so what Mr. Pedro Ruiz, I'm terrible at pronouncing names, so I'm just gonna call him Pedro right now. What he decided that would be a fantastic idea was have his girlfriend, who already had a son, his pregnant girlfriend, Mona Lisa Perez, have him shot for a prank. Who gets shot for a prank? That's the biggest thing. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna finish the story, then I'm gonna get into my opinion of this thing, because this just drives me crazy right away. It just drives me insane, because this should not happen. This should not happen. They thought it would be a fantastic idea for him to get shot for a prank and potentially, you know, have the book stop the bullet, but really he would pretend that he got shot and blah, 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 fake his death. But in reality, what happened was he got killed. The girlfriend actually got charged with manslaughter, second-degree manslaughter. That felony actually comes with a maximum of 10 years in jail and a fine of $20,000. Pedro actually got killed, and that gets me into this story. The first thing that is really important, and this is YouTube aside right now, this is gun safety. When I, for example, was filming with Demolition Ranch in Texas, the first thing that he's like, first of all, keep your finger off the trigger. And second of all, number one thing, never point a gun, regardless if it is loaded or not, at an individual. Never. Because bad things happen. And here it was intentional. This person intentionally shot somebody for a prank, for a YouTube video, to potentially get views. So that's when gun control and everything like that comes into play, because stupid shit like this happened. When I was down in Texas, I figured out that when I was talking with Matt down there, he was the most safe individual out there. He had the biggest guns, he had the biggest collection out there of weapons, but he was really safe about them, and like he was controlled with them. But then there's people like this that can get a gun and want to do a prank by shooting themselves. This isn't like a fake thing or anything. When you shoot a gun at somebody, regardless if they have a book right there or even a bulletproof vest, you have to be prepared for the fact that they could get killed right there and then. That could potentially happen, and it did happen right there. The big thing that comes out of a story like this is the fact that people are trying to do anything to become famous on YouTube. They're getting to the point where they are literally, as in this story, getting themselves killed. Killed for fame. They are killed to try and get famous. And that is where the line needs to be drawn. This is where YouTube, as much as I love this platform, I love it. It made my business. It gave me a life that I never could have imagined. This is where YouTube has its faults. And this is where it just gets ridiculous. I mean, there was a story back in the, not too long ago, Philip DeFranco covered it, about a family that were doing all these vlogs and pranks on their kids, but they were really just abusing their kids and not, they weren't friendly videos whatsoever. All those videos went down, and light was shined onto this topic. They were clearly doing it. They were trying to create these entertaining videos for the views. And I get it. There's a pressure right now with YouTube. It's become so damn saturated. There's so many people that are trying to blow up on the platform. They're trying to get famous. They're trying to create videos. They're trying to create that attention. But then things like this happen. There's people that just take it too far. There just has to be limits. There has to be limits in people's heads. And this is the kind of stuff that just needs to be pointed out. Like, it just needs to be highlighted 5 million times that this is like beyond the line. This is beyond the line. You should never even have to think about doing stuff like this in order to do well. Seeing stuff like this just hurts me as a creator mentally. It's gotta hurt a lot of creators to see something like this happen, because there's a lot of people that try really hard to become popular. There's a lot of people that, just start on the platform and they know it's difficult and they know it's hard to get views, and they try different things, and they try different clickbaits, and they try doing radical stuff, and they try doing brand new things on the platform, and then they start doing stuff like this, and it literally gets them killed. This is such a... This story is just heartbreaking. Like, I'm just really sad to hear something like this happen. This is stupid beyond any measures, that's for sure. But it's just heartbreaking that that the platform has kind of reached this point where people will try to do anything to become popular, become famous. And this is a problem. And there needs to be limits that are drawn on paper, on wherever. It just needs to be drawn. And people need to know their limits. People need to know that, for example, if they post that on YouTube, for example, they are not going to get views. It is going to get shut down. It is not going to get monetized. It is not going to get them anything that they think that they are going to get out of it. Because a video like that will only cause controversy, which, yes, it'll give attention and views, but it won't for a long time because it's going to get removed. And you are going to get backlash, and you're not going to get the attention that you want. But I'm trying to figure out more words for this other than just stupid from what they did, and just sad. And you gotta imagine this guy's wife has to live with this forever now. The guy pressured her into doing this prank, apparently. Pressured her into saying, this is gonna get us famous. This is the kind of stuff that we need to do to become famous. No, this is not the kind of stuff you need to do to become famous on YouTube. This is not the kind of stuff that you need to do to get views. That needs to be like drilled into the heads of so many kids and adults even out there. These people are 22. They're classified as adults, but they clearly did not behave as adults right there. This stuff should not happen. And this story needs to be drilled into so many people's heads. In fact, when I look at the story now, when I look at it right now, this story is probably going to be talked about for a very long time. And I hate to say it, but there's part of me that says this story will provide good for a lot of people. I don't want to say that this story, it's a good thing that it happened, but this story is going to be talked about, and it's going to be punched into people's heads for a long time to show this kind of shit is not tolerated. This kind of shit you shouldn't be doing on YouTube. I really hope that this story actually, the more people that actually read this story, the more people, especially aspiring YouTubers, people that are like thinking of the next craziest thing to do, the more of a chance people don't hurt themselves and don't step over that line. If you have to take yourself to that extreme, and you have to point a gun at yourself and shoot yourself, or have somebody else shoot you, you do not belong on this platform. You do not belong on YouTube. You do not belong on any platform. YouTube is not for you. These platforms are not for you. Social media is not for you. If that is what is going through your head, and that is what you comprehend as being the right thing to do, then you should not be on this platform, and you need to figure out another career choice and steer in another direction. This story is absolutely mind-boggling. Stupid that it happened. It's really sad that it happened. And I really hope that this is a lesson for a lot of people out there that are trying to do really stupid and crazy things. You have one life. You have one. And if you screw it up like they did, like this individual did, you will no longer be able to make YouTube videos. Take this lesson to heart, and remember that the next time you try and film something absolutely insane, ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Anyways, I'm Furious Pete. This story needs to be talked about. It needs to be talked about. From a creator standpoint, from a viewer standpoint, it just simply needs to be talked about. Catch you guys later. You guys stay sexy and stay hungry.